Hey guys, I'm still here waiting for people to join before we start our live. The moment you join, kindly drop a message. Just drop a message and I'm going to see you before. And don't forget to click on the like icon at the top. Let's just wait for like a minute for some persons to join and then we start, right? Because some of these people, they dropped questions that I would like to give answers to. So let's just see. I'm so happy to be doing this and I'm kind of nervous. I do sit down videos quite a lot, but I don't know why I'm nervous. Maybe because I'm just sitting down here and I feel like you guys are seeing me. It's making me nervous. Please, when you join, kindly leave a message. Let me see you. Leave a message. You can drop your messages on the chat. Just leave your messages and let me see. If you have questions as well, drop your questions and then your questions will be answered. So 3 people have joined, which is good. And please leave your the like icon. So let me see. Drop your messages, guys, please. Drop your messages so that I can see. Okay, guys. Let's just start, right? Because I don't want to make this live too long. So let's just start. So I have the questions right here. I'm going to be giving answers to those questions. So when I posted it on my community page, some people left questions for me there. And I also have questions from my DM on Instagram. People have been leaving questions and I'm going to start by answering this. So somebody is asking, did you guys use an agent or did you do everything yourself? This user is quite unknown. There is no name to this user on YouTube. So we did our relocation by ourselves. Everything we did was based on um, research. We were doing research, we read a lot, we checked the IRCC website, we were able to read and know the information that we needed to know. And then we had different WhatsApp groups of people like us who are trying to relocate to Canada as well. So these people too, when they bring information, we give them information. It's just like sharing knowledge, right? So that's what we did. We did everything ourselves without no agents, because in my head, I don't see the need why I would want to use an agent when at the end of the day, the agent the agent too is reading, right? The information is already there on the website, so why am I using an agent when the agent too will go there and read and do the thing? However, we're able to do this because we're not so busy at the time. Personally, I think that was when we just got married, so we didn't even have any children yet when we started our relocation journey. We didn't have no children, so we had time to do these things ourselves. But for people who are very busy, I don't want to sound somehow, for those who are really very busy, it's very important that you look for someone to help you with it, since it's obvious that you can't do it yourself. So you have to ask someone to do it for you. However, I will also encourage you, as you are using an agent, also read through so that you know what you are doing. So even if your agent asks you for some information, you will know if, okay, this is what we are doing. Even if your agent decides to explain to you, okay, this is the phase we are, this is the next step, you understand what's going on because you know what is required, right? So the next question, I don't know if I've answered this question very well, but we did it ourselves. We didn't use any agents whatsoever. So someone is asking, at the port of entry, what questions did they ask you? So at the port of entry, when we landed Canada, because we landed Canada as permanent residents, so at the border, the immigration officers, they were just like, oh, you guys are welcome. And then they asked, they didn't ask much question. They just asked my husband if he has like other family apart from us, if he has like a child somewhere or another wife. And I just answered like, no, there is no wife, there is no children anyway. This is like all of us. And I remember the officer was laughing. He's a black man. And mom was like, are you sure? I say, yes, I'm very sure. There's no other family. This is just us. And then he asked for proof of funds. He was not asking because he wanted to like see the money in his hand. He just asked us, oh, how much are you guys traveling with? Do you have any cash with you? And then we're like, yes, we have so and so amount of cash with us. And he did, because we came with USD. So our thought was, we'll come here with USD and then we'll change it to CAD. So we came with USD and then we told him this is the amount we have in USD. And then he just like, I think he converted it to CAD and then wrote the equivalent in CAD on our paper. And then he asked us to go sit. After some minutes, he called us back and he was like, congratulations, welcome to Canada as permanent resident. That was like the height. It was really, I was really happy, yeah, when he said that, because I heard a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, when you're coming to Canada, the moment the officer is asking you questions at the port of entry, you have to comport yourself, you have to behave in certain ways, and you cannot even like say, you cannot be so excited because you don't even know what they are going to say. You don't even know if they are going to tell you, oh, that's the end of it, or be going back home. Because I heard stories of how they chase people back home. Imagine traveling all the way, over 24 hours flights, and coming to Canada, and then at the port of entry, the officer is asking you to go back home. That will not be our portion. I can't even imagine. So when he just told us, welcome to Canada and congratulations, I was so excited. I was so happy, because no, that was like the height of it. Now I knew that, oh, this is it. We are now Canadian permanent residents. So let me move to the next question. I don't want to make this life too long. Some of the questions I'm going to be answering, I've already answered those questions in my well-detailed PR story. We did like a PR story, myself and my husband, where we explained to people how we relocated to Canada as permanent residents and all whatnot. So I don't want to like say too much because the video is already on my channel. I'm just going to leave the link in the description box after the video drops so that you guys can go and watch them if you haven't watched those videos. Now, someone is asking, how long did it take for your visa application to be approved? Let me laugh. My God. Our visa application took like forever. In my opinion, it took over 3 years and 3 months. 3 years and 3 months. Yes, that's how long our visa took. We started applying for Canadian permanent residence. I think when we were still dating, we're not married at that then. We started applying, and then my husband applied March. My husband applied March 2020. And you guys all know what happened in 2020. And then COVID just came from nowhere and scattered everything. So when COVID came, my God, the whole application they just kept mute. I think after some months, they asked my husband to go for his biometrics, and then everywhere was on lockdown. He had to like write to them and tell them, oh, everywhere is locked down, especially in Nigeria, we can't do the biometrics. And they were like, okay, they are going to extend it, because most times biometrics instruction letter comes with like a deadline. They'll tell you you have to do it so and so day, you have to complete it so and so time. So we're able to like tell them this is what's going on. Of course they know, so it's not as if we're wasting anyone's time. They know, it's not as if we're lying. So we waited till I think September before my husband did the biometrics. By then we're already married, because the moment his application, he applied and then they sent him the BIL, there was no point for us to start delaying our marriage. We just got married, and then September everything was like set. He did the biometrics, and then he informed them that, oh, I'm married now, my family composition has changed, and I would like to add my wife to the application. And then they sent forms, lots and lots and lots and lots of forms, and then I applied. So before applying, yeah, let me not go too deep because somebody asked that question, so I will answer that question when it's time. We applied, and then I did my medicals, but I was unable to complete my medicals because I was already pregnant with my daughter. I can't risk it, right? Some people do like the x-ray, the chest x-ray while pregnant. They will tell them that they are going to cover their tummy with some things. However, we did like some in-depth research, and we realized that it's very possible for those x-ray rays to affect your baby and then cause like a lasting harm in future. That is not something we want to risk because we want to relocate to Canada, right? So we just did like, I did some of the medicals, I didn't complete it, and then they gave me a form that I can send to IRCC to inform them about the situation. I did all of that. IRCC did not even answer anything. This is like in 2021. Remember, we started this application in 2020. This is like in 2021. And then we did everything. We waited and waited and waited. Nothing. And then I gave birth. So when I gave birth, I immediately did passport for my daughter. NIN took like forever. Oh my God. I remember then, that was when the Nigerian government just brought out this new law of linking your NIN to like everything you do. So it was a hustle. It was hard for us to get our NIN done. Even after capturing, it took like forever for the NIN to come out. I don't even know why. At some point, they even gave us like a contact. Remember, I told you guys that we have like a WhatsApp group, and then we told people this is what we are going through. So in that WhatsApp group, people share their problems. People share, oh, this is my position right now. This is what I'm doing right now. And then we told them, they gave us someone's contact in Abuja. We called the person, and the person was able to help us and connect us to someone who actually helped us with the NIN. And then our NIN came out, which was so good. I was so happy. And then we went ahead with her passport. So when her passport came out, we felt like, okay, now it's time for us to like inform IRCC that we now have like, we've given birth, there's an addition. And then we did that. So we were not waiting for them to tell us to do the medicals. I knew I had to retake my medicals because I didn't complete it then. So we did like medicals for everybody, because by then my husband's first medicals had expired. We had to like do like everything, because medicals take about one year. Yeah, we did everything, all the medicals. When we were done, we told them this is, in fact, we just informed them. We always send them emails like telling them this is what we are doing. Sometimes they respond, sometimes what we get are just generic emails and reply, which means nothing. So one day they asked for my BIL, and my biometric instruction letter came in 2022. Remember, we started this journey in 2020. 2022, they asked me to go for my biometrics. I did that. They sent us what is called the ADR, which is like additional document request. We were so excited that now our passport request will come and stuff like that. And then oh my God, we did all of that, and they still did not say anything. Not until 2023. Then I already gave birth to my son, because I had my children close in age. So I already gave birth to my son February 2023. We were able to get his passport in March, because I gave birth to him like today. In 12 days time, we've gone for his NIN. Like, I didn't wait. I remember when we went for the NIN, the lady there, she was like, this, you just gave birth to this boy, why are you stressing him? I'm like, madam, you will not understand. You will not understand, madam. Let me go and do this thing. And then we just completed everything. Finally, May 8th, our passport request came, and we sent our passports. We did all of those plenty things. We sent our passports. Passport came back, and that's it. We got our visa. So we came to Canada June 21st, 2023. That's like 3 years plus. So because ours took 3 years does not mean yours will take 3 years, right? I've heard some people who actually did their Canada PR, and their PR application got approved within 3 months, some within 6 months. 6 months was like the normal range, but COVID affected us so bad. But normally 6 months it's okay, 3 months is okay. So some persons it's quite easy, while some like us, we had to like go through the difficult road, the narrow road. But I thank God for everything because it's worth it, right? Now I'm here, and it doesn't matter all the time I've spent in Nigeria. It only gave me opportunity to have my babies in Nigeria and have people take care of me. And then my parents saw my babies when they were still babies. My mom had the opportunity of doing the Omugo thing, which is so cool. So I'm happy about that. So the next question is, did you show, this is from Nonye also, did you show your proof of funds at the port of entry? So I think I've touched on that. We didn't show any money per se, but it is required that if you are traveling with more than $10,000 or $10,000 and above, you should state it down that I'm traveling with so so and so amount of money, because that's like a huge amount of money, right? But we didn't tell them, they didn't ask us to show our proof of funds, like show us the raw cash. They asked us, are you with any cash and how much? So we told them this is the amount of cash we are with and this is it. So that was cool. They didn't ask us any further information. Maybe because we're coming as permanent residents. I don't know how it is entering to Canada as students. I'm going to do that research and then maybe bring the information to you guys on one of my live. Hopefully I'm going to do that. So yeah, someone asked me a question. How did you, this is from Biggie Gist. How did you guys get your apartment before landing? You mentioned it in your PR story, but you did not explain in details. Oh yeah, I remember. I did mention that we were able to get our apartment while we were still in Nigeria. In fact, we got our moving dates. Like, if we wanted to come to our apartment from the airport, we would have, because we came like on the day we are supposed to like move in, but we did not move in that day. So how did we get our apartment? So we came to Canada as permanent residents. However, my husband is also in school, so he came for his master's because he's a lawyer and he needs like some qualification for him to be able to practice law in Canada. And his school, they have like student building, housing, which is really good. So we're able to get like the 2-bedroom apartment at a good rate because he's a student, right? Some persons can also get their apartment, although we got ours because he was a student, right? But you can also get your apartment even if you are not a student, but not in a student environment. If you have friends who are in Canada, they can actually help you rent an apartment. So by the time you come, you just stay in your apartment, which is cool. So that's very, very possible. So guys, if you have any question, you can leave your question in the chat and I'm going to be answering all your questions. Also, do leave a thumbs up for me at the top. Can you leave a thumbs up for me? I know you guys have been so kind supporting my channel. I honestly wish I can be doing more of these live sections like every now and then. Hopefully I am that consistent. Maybe I'll be doing this live session every Sunday, giving you guys all my story and all the gist concerning my relocation journey, how we came to Canada and stuff like that. Okay, let me see if there are other questions that I need to give answers to. Okay, I think I've answered a quite number of them here on YouTube. Let me go to my page on IG to see what I have there. Guys, please leave your message as you are coming in. Leave a message so that I can see you. Drop a message, drop a hi, drop hello, drop a message for me, guys. Let me see. Kindly drop a message and leave a thumbs up for the video so that other people can see this live. The more thumbs up I get, the more YouTube is recommending my life to other people who might be in dire need of this information. It's very important. Kindly leave a thumbs up and drop a message in the live chat. If you have questions, also drop your questions, and I'm here to answer all your questions. Let me just go through my IG and see some of the questions that we are going to be answering today. So someone is asking me if I wrote IELTS and how my husband was able to add me to the application and when. Okay, so my husband is a primary applicant. I did not do nothing, right? My husband applied as a single man. He was able to do this because he, as a lawyer, your law school degree is equivalent to someone who did masters. So that's part of the reason why his score was high, and he has been working all his life. The moment he left school, he got a job because work experience also matters. His score was high, so he was able to get the invitation to apply, and then he applied. So by the time he applied, I was still just a girlfriend. We're not married then. I know I've explained this in my other video, but for the sake of this person asking, let me just answer this question here. So my husband did everything. He applied, and after some months they asked for biometrics instruction letter. By that time, I was still a girlfriend. So I did not write IELTS, neither did I submit my document for review. I did not do any of that. But for my husband adding me, that's like another story, but I'm going to tell you guys what happened. So by the time he told them that he was married, they asked for lots and lots of forms for us to fill. So I had a friend, she's also a YouTuber. I met her on the street of YouTube. She has been so nice to me. Her name is Niela. Shout out to Niela. So I asked Niela because Niela's story and my story is like the same. Her husband applied before they got married. After they got married, he added her to the application. So I asked her, what are the questions they asked? So she told me, she sent me some very important information that I need. So I was able to, like, they sent us those forms. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. They sent us those forms. They asked for proof of our relationship. This is very important. They want to know if my husband was just tagging me along, if we were really in a relationship, if we were really married, or if we just did like a fake marriage for relocation purpose, right? Because people do that a lot. They will just like, I'll give you somebody and say, okay, this person should be your common law partner, this person should be your husband, just for relocation purposes. And the moment you guys come to Canada or come to UK, you guys will just end the marriage because there was nothing there in the first place. But ours was real. We've been dating for over 2 years before that. So by the time they ask for proof of relationship, it is very important. All those people that if you are quarreling with your girlfriend or with your boyfriend, you're gonna be deleting WhatsApp messages. Don't delete it though, because it will help you. Except you don't intend relocating, because you have to prove your relationship. But if you guys already applied after marrying and having a child or so, I don't think they will ask for that information. But because after applying, he applied as a single man, and now he's just adding one woman from one place. So they needed to be sure if this was really real. So for the proof of relationship, I think then we contacted MTN Nigeria and Airtel and Glo, because I was using like 3 lines then. I was using MTN, Airtel and Glo. We contacted them for my call records with my husband for as back as 6 months, 1 year, so they can give us the call records. I don't think we ever got that because MTN and Airtel, they just did not respond. I'm not sure we got that information. We did not, so we did not use it. But we sent pictures. We accumulated all the pictures from our different dates. pictures where we go out, pictures where my husband visited my family, pictures at my sister's wedding, pictures everywhere, all the pictures we've ever taken. We packed all the pictures. So we screenshotted these pictures, right? So that the date and time at which these pictures were taken will show as proof that, oh, this relationship has been going on for as long as. I think that's the good thing about iPhone. I don't know if Android phone does that, but for iPhone, when you take a picture, the date and the time you took that picture will be at the top of the picture. So we were just screenshotting the pictures from back then, so the date and time will show as proof that, oh, this relationship have been going on for quite some time. And then for messages, WhatsApp messages, our messages, our iMessages, our messages from Facebook Messenger. We screenshotted everything step by step, step by step, because there are some conversations you will have with someone if you are really in a relationship with that person. So those conversations, I feel like those are the things they wanted to see. They want to see if you guys are really in a relationship. I spoke to a friend of mine some weeks back, and then she wants to relocate to Canada, right? And she wants to use an agent. So the agent told her that her CRS score is low, but they can help her with a common law partner. The common law partner, I think he did masters, so his score is high. If they join their CRS score, it's going to be high, and they might get invitation to apply from Canada. Remember, common law partner is not your husband or your wife. It's just someone who you are living with, who you guys are paying bills together and cohabiting with. Now, my friend has never met this guy from Adam, and the agent is lying to her that they will give her invitation to apply, which is not technically a lie, because they will definitely give you invitation to apply. But where the problem comes is, after they've invited you to apply, can you apply? Can you prove the relationship? If you haven't been with this person for a year, if you haven't been with this person for months, you guys, you don't even, I don't, she doesn't know this guy. How are you going to prove your relationship with this person? So when she reached out to me, I explained all of these things to her. I told her my story, and then she was like, oh, thank you so much, now I know. Because by the time you are applying, they are going to send you forms to fill. That's the application process. They will send you forms to fill. You can't prove your relationship with this person because you don't know this person. You guys have never taken pictures together. You guys don't have any chat history together. So these are the problem. So when I told her, I'm sure she made a good decision as to not to go ahead with that, because that's not just right. This agent will just collect your money, and they will just leave you to dry in thin air. So in our case, we sent all those information, and we sent them our marriage certificates, we sent them our court wedding pictures and our traditional marriage pictures. Now, when it comes to sending pictures of your marriages and maybe court wedding, traditional marriage, white wedding, you have to be strategic with sending these pictures. You don't just send pictures where it's just the both of you. I'm talking about your marriage pictures, not proof of relationship like dating and all those kind of like pictures you guys took on your own, on your normal outing and dinner outing and all. I'm talking about marriage pictures. When taking pictures like this, you have to. Hi, Peculiar. Thank you so much. All my YouTube friends from Vibe with Sonia, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I'm so grateful for you guys. You guys have been like my biggest support recently. Thank you so much. So back to what I was saying. When you are sending pictures with, when you want to send these pictures, like your marriage pictures, you have to be strategic. You have to send pictures where you are taking with family, with large gatherings. Even if it's a picture that is just the both of you, at least your canopy should show. Something should show that, oh, this is actually a marriage going on, and not just you, both of you going to wear wedding gown and suit and just snapping picture to prove what was not even there. So you have to be strategic with sending these pictures. It's very important. So we send those pictures, we're able to prove our relationship. And then that was it. My passport, I changed my name immediately after marriage. I changed my name to my husband's name, and then I did my passport, because I just don't want any back and forth. I know some persons, they don't bother changing their names on their international passport after marriage, and I just don't want that back and forth. So I can't say if you must change your name or if you must not change your name. I can't say. But to me, I changed my name because I don't want any back and forth. I just want our names to be the same. I don't want any problems. I just want a smooth sailing. I don't want to start writing letter of explanation. I don't just want all those troubles. So it's better for me to like, I mean, just change my name and all of that. So that's that, and that's how we applied. It was quite hectic because getting all of those forms. And I remember we made a mistake in one of the forms. They asked for my maiden name, and then I wrote no, that I don't have a maiden name. Can you imagine? I was so nervous. I was so nervous. How can I say I don't have a maiden name? Was I married when they gave birth to me? Even if I got married immediately they gave birth to me, I should have a maiden name. So we made a mistake in that form. And then they sent that ADR, that additional document request. They sent the form again. They didn't tell us we made a mistake. They just resent the form for us to fill. So when we are cross-checking both, because in my head, well, I told my husband, I feel like we filled this form before. But when we were cross-checking, we realized that, oh, this was the mistake we made, and that's the reason why they actually sent us to do this again. So that was it. And then we applied. And now I'm here in Canada. I'm so excited. Okay, let me go over to the next question on IG. Yeah, the person asked if I wrote IELTS. So I did not write IELTS. I did not write IELTS at all. I did not do anything. My own is just to get married and pack my bag and follow my husband to Canada. I did not do anything. Apart from doing my international passport and then doing the medicals. Of course, I have to do my medicals. But anything like sending documents to Wes for Wes to review my documents, it's none of they didn't ask me. My husband has like gone past that phase because they ask all of those information to evaluate your score and to know if your score is eligible enough for you to be like for them to send invitation to apply. But if my husband has already applied, there is no point since he did that as a single man. But if he was doing that now, let's say we are still in Nigeria and now we want to apply, now that we are married and we have kids, I will send my documents to review because I want our CRS score to grow, right? If that makes sense. So that's how it works. Now, someone is asking me, how did we send our passports for stamping? Okay, so sending our passport for stamping was hectic. I feel like we caused it ourselves. We did. We caused it ourselves. It was our fault because the moment we got that letter for us to send our passport, they asked us to go to a studio and get like a passport photograph, and they asked us for like some information, and we feel like consent form, giving consent to the visa officer that, oh, you can work on my passport. So normally in the passport request form, you'll be told to submit your passport to the nearest VFS office. So we started making research again. And then I was watching YouTube videos of people who just relocated, and somebody was like, do not send your passport to Lagos VFS or to Abuja VFS. No, you can't even send to Abuja VFS because Abuja VFS do not stamp PR. Even Lagos VFS, Lagos as a whole, they don't stamp PR card, like PR passport. They don't stamp. But they stamp for visa and for visitor. But for PR, they are not eligible to stamp. So people were like, if you give your passport to Lagos VFS office, they will send your passport to Accra. Like, they will collect money for UPS, and then instead of them to send your passport alone, they will have to wait for like 2 weeks and accumulate passports and then send to them. And Accra will either stamp. Yeah, I think Accra is eligible to stamp. Accra will stamp and then send it back. And then we heard lots and lots of stories of how in Accra it takes forever for them to stamp your visa. It was a lot. It was a lot, but we did not. So we called Egypt. I heard Egypt is fast. Like, if you send your passport to Egypt today, Once Egypt gets your passport today, they will stamp it today and you are good to go. So, and Egypt, their money is small. So their money is small. So the money we paid was quite minute. But the problem with sending it to Egypt is that Egypt tells people who wants to send to them that do not use DHL, you must use UPS. And UPS takes 10 working days for them to send your passport. It's crazy. It's crazy. 10 working days is a lot. And UPS, as at when we asked them, they said they don't do express shipping because we wanted like express shipping. We can pay extra. This is important life-changing documents that have been waiting for all our lives. So in our head, if we give it to Egypt, to UPS, if UPS are to, like, if you want to pay for express, they should send it like in 2 days or in 3 days max. But no, UPS told us that they don't do that they have to like send it, follow their normal working days, which is like 10 working days. So we had no choice. We sent it to them, and each UPS, they were just carrying our passport from one country to the other. I was tracking it. Our passport is in Dubai, our passport is here, our passport is there. It was hectic. It was. But finally, our passport got to Egypt, and then they sent us a message that it has been delivered. So VFS Egypt did not send us any message for 2 days. Oh my God. That period, I almost had a heart attack because I could not sleep. I was thinking. And then I'll be hammering my husband, call them, let's know, call them. Please, I don't want anything to happen to this passport. I've been waiting for this all my life. And finally, he called them and they said they've received it and they will work on it. I think 3 days later, they've stamped the passport. So Egypt is really fast. They are really fast. So when they confirmed they've received it, they now sent it to, so they gave us like a tracking number. Yes, VFS Cairo gave us a tracking number for to track our passport in Egypt. So we were using that tracking number to track the passport on their website. And then they sent it to IRCC High Commission. We were able to track it, and then they stamped it, and the back and forth. Finally, our passports. Now, for the passport to come back after stamping, because they told us not to do, like, normally we wanted to pay UPS to send and to bring back at the same time, like return ticket, something like that. But they told us not to do return. So after they've stamped, they informed us that they've stamped our passport, we should send the courier that will pick it up. We have to like go back to UPS office and tell them, and then they pick it up. Mind you, we've already booked our plane ticket for Tuesday on the 21st to travel. By Thursday, we haven't received our passports. And we are supposed to travel on Tuesday in how many days' time? It was crazy. I was shaking. And then on Egypt works Sunday to Thursday. They don't work on Friday. So by Thursday, I tracked the UPS package, and it was saying that our passport was held back by custom. What does that even mean? And we should inform Egypt to send later or whatever. Remember, Egypt, they don't work on on Friday, and this is happening on a Thursday. I was so furious. My body was shaking. See, by then I've sold all my property. Oh, I don't have any property again in Lagos. I was sitting on the floor. The only thing I have was one, because I sold like my bed frame, my big mattress. It was a small mattress I bought that I was using to sleep. So my house was empty. I've packed my bag, like I was ready to go and leave. And now people are telling me that something happened. Custom is holding my passport. Do custom hold travel document? This is a very delicate document, right? So when we told them, they were like, okay, they know what to do. We tried to reach them, no way. So I told my husband, tomorrow, which is Friday, on your way back from work, kindly go to UPS office to know what's up. So his intention of going was to go and rake for them, something like that, to tell them what's going on. He got there. Me, I was still tracking. I would track, I would check. Every time I'm refreshing the page. He got there and then they told him, oh, what's your name? He told them, can I get your tracking number? He gave them, and then they were like, your passport is here. Eh? Why were you people now updating us that the passport was held back by custom and the passport is here already? I don't understand. At that point, he could not say anything, so they gave him our passport. He went back. When they gave it to him, they signed it off in their website that passport has been delivered to justice. I started calling my husband. He was not picking his calls. And then I sent him a message. My mom was in my house. I lied to him. I'm like, baby, coming home. My mother wants to see you. Because he's not picking my calls. He wanted to surprise me. And finally, he came back. That video of my reaction on how I got my reaction on how I saw my passport, how I reacted to it. The video is already up on my channel. I'm going to be leaving it in the description box. When this video, like when I upload this video up, I'm going to leave that in my description box so you guys can see. My reaction was out of this world. I was so excited because this has been a long time coming. We've been on this journey for 3 years plus. Finally, it's happening and it feels so surreal. It feels like a dream that our passport is here. So to answer your question, after all my long story, we sent our passport to VFS Cairo, which is in Egypt. That was where our passport was stamped and it was sent back to us, and we used UPS. A lot of videos I've been watching then, people use DHL. So in my opinion, I wanted to use DHL, but the VFS office instructed us to use UPS. So we decided to use UPS, right? So that's it. That's how we sent our passport for visa, to get our visa, sorry. The next question is, what is the best way to relocate to Canada now? This is a very strong question, and I will say it all depends on you as an individual. Are you married? Do you have children? Are you going to school? Do you have masters? Are you working? Hi, good evening, Tina. Thank you so much for joining in. All my fellow small YouTubers striving to grow from Vibe with Sonia, thank you so much for tuning into my live today. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Kindly click on the like button and keep the message coming. Okay, so back to my question. Back to what I was saying. It all depends on you as an individual. I would want to ask, I want to say personally, if you are a family, you have a wife and you have children and you are well educated, maybe you have a PhD or you have a master's and your wife has like a master's or a PhD, well, yeah, you guys can come with PR, because the CRS score is actually increasing by the day. I think it's up to 500 points now, which is a lot, except you get like provincial nomination. That will just like, for provincial nomination is like 600 points already, so that one is like direct invitation to apply. However, if you're not going through that route, if you and your husband, you guys are both educated, you have your masters, you've been working for so long, you've been doing like a proper office job, like where you can get letters from your boss and stuff like that, good and fine, that's great. You guys can come as permanent residents. I think your CRS score will be able to meet up to the standard and then get your invitation to apply. But if, for example, yourself and your spouse, you guys are not that educated per se, maybe you guys are business people, you are not in the office world, you guys are business people, you guys own businesses, you guys are doing well, but you don't have like a good certificate to back up all of this, I would advise that you come as a student, because that will happen so fast. So one of you can apply as a student, while the other person will come as a worker, and your work permit will be tied to your spouse's student visa. So if your spouse student visa is 2 years, your work permit will be 2 years. As your spouse student visa is expiring, your work permit is expiring. But that's not the issue. The moment you guys get here, you know how to sort yourself out, you know what to do next. Then you meet people like you ask questions and you do research, and you know how to transfer your student visa to a work permit. And if you are going to a school where once you finish your school, they'll give you like the postgraduate work permit. Beautiful. So you guys are good to go. So right now, I can't say per se which is the best way to come to Canada. You can come to Canada in different ways. It all depends on you as an individual, what you want, and your life history and your age, right? Because most people below 30 coming as PR will be easy if you are educated as well. Because the moment you've crossed 30 years, every year you lose 5 marks. I mean, how many marks do you even have that you are losing five marks? So that means if you are like 35, that's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 marks you've lost already. And I don't think that's what anybody wants. But if at 35 you have a PhD, you've been working for so long, your spouse too has like a master's abroad or somewhere, like you have enough document, you have like your credentials, when they calculate it, your CRS score will be high, then fine, you can come as permanent resident. However, coming as permanent resident is the best. I'm saying this because I came as permanent resident, and I know what I have benefited from the government because I came as a permanent resident. I was able to apply for childcare subsidy. My children are going to daycare because my son was just 4 months old when we came. My daughter was she even up to 2 years? 1 year, 6 months, 7, 8, 9, 10. She was 1 year, 10 months when we came to Canada. And they needed to go to daycare so that I would get a job. But because we came as permanent residents, I was able to apply for childcare benefits and the subsidy. And then my children are going to daycare, and I've not been paying a dime for them. Initially, I thought this subsidy, you only benefit it if you come as a permanent resident. But I spoke with one of my friends, she's also in Canada here, and her child is also going to the same daycare as my children. And then she was like, no, that her husband came as a student, or she came as a student, her husband is the worker actually, but they were able to apply for the subsidy, so they got it as well. However, me, I'm getting the childcare benefit, the CCB. In my next life, I'm going to be explaining to you, or maybe I can just do a video, or I'll just do it in my next life. I'm going to explain to you guys how to apply for childcare benefits if you are in Canada, and how to apply for the subsidy. Is very important. So right now I'm getting the childcare benefits, and they started paying me childcare benefits when I landed in Canada. So they calculated like from June, since I came to Canada, down to like right now, they've been paying me childcare benefit, and they are paying me childcare benefit because I landed in Canada as a permanent resident. But for those persons who are coming as students and who have children, you can still apply for childcare benefits, but you have to stay in Canada for like 18 months. Yeah, that was what my friend told me. I haven't like done a proper research on that to know how accurate that information is, but she told me that she has asked questions, and they're like, you have to stay in Canada for 18 months before you can apply for childcare benefits. So that's it. But coming to Canada as a permanent resident is beautiful. We have free healthcare. Yeah, somebody asked that question, if that she heard that. Yeah, sorry, let me just look that up. Yeah, is there free healthcare in Canada? Yes, yes, there is. Although there are so many controversies surrounding this free healthcare thing, people will complain and they'll be like, oh, it's free, but when I go to the hospital, I have to wait for like 4 hours, 5 hours to see the doctor. But at the end of the day, it's still free. It's still free. But you don't have to go and wait for the doctor for 5 hours if you have a family doctor. So family doctors operate in clinic. That's how they do in Canada. They have clinics. You go there, you fill form, you tell them you're looking for a family doctor, and then they will assign your family to any available doctor. And then we have a family doctor. So if I'm feeling any kind of pain, or I feel that my child is having runny nose, I'll just take her to the family doctor, and it's free of charge. I'm going to family doctors, I'm not paying a dime, and I'm not going to waste my time. The only places where you go and they waste your time, let me not say the word waste, and they take time, is when you go to the hospital, to emergency. You are there are so many people who came to the hospital that night. They can't leave them and attend to you when you are not dying, except you are really dying and your case is like serious, and then they will just attend to you. But if you are coming because of a sore throat, or because you are feeling hot, they won't attend to you immediately. They'll have to like attend to others. But if you have a family doctor, why go to the emergency if it's not an emergency case? Go to your family doctor. Your family doctor will run some tests for you. If you need to see a specialist, your family doctor will be the one to book the appointment for you with whatever doctor you want to see. And that doctor will reach out to you and send you an email that, oh, you have an appointment in my office so and so day and so time. So on that day you just go. You're not wasting your time. But if it's an emergency, yeah, you will spend time. I remember one night my daughter was really sick, and then I was so scared. We've been giving her Tylenol and Advil. So Advil is like their malaria here. It's like malaria medicine. Like paracetamol, something to ease cold and cough and things like that. We've been giving her for quite some time and it's not working. So we decided to like, I called the ambulance that night. Within how many minutes the ambulance is here. So ambulance, you are not paying for ambulance. You only pay for the ambulance if the ambulance carries you to the hospital. So I think we paid $40 for that because we have health card. So if you don't have like the health card, you are not like a citizen or a permanent resident, now you're going to pay more than that. You're going to pay close to $100 or $150 for that. But because we have that health card, it's fine. So they came that night. The paramedics came, they checked my daughter, and they were like, oh, we need to take her to the hospital. So we were like, can't we take her by ourselves? They were like, no, we are here. We have to take her ourselves. We have to monitor her while we go to the hospital on our way. And then they carried her to the hospital. They were able to speak to the doctors and the nurses, although we spent quite some time before they finally attended to us. But the whole idea is that it is free. Even in our hospitals in Nigeria, if you go to government hospitals, we pay some money in government hospital, right? It's not totally free. We pay like some stipends, but we waste time. You have to be on the queue. You have to wait for others. But here is free of charge. So that's like one very good benefit. And yes, Canada healthcare is good, free of charge, which is really good. And I feel like because we came as PR, we're able to have access to that services, which is really nice. I think I'll be taking one more question before I end this live today. Before I do so, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who have joined my live from the start. This live has recorded up to 53 minutes or so. Thank you so much for all my fellow YouTubers. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'm almost close to 1K subscribers. I've been on this journey for 2 years. I've been on and off, right? So when we moved to Canada, I was shooting videos, I was uploading videos, and then when I got a job, I could not match it anymore. It was still new to me. My kids are still small. I just could not, so I stopped. But I was uploading shorts here and there. But now I'm back, and I promise to be doing this live section with you guys maybe every Sunday by this time. I might just schedule it. We might be having this live. So if you have any questions concerning relocation to Canada and what it's like to live in Canada. And if you have any, like, because I film videos on relationship and stuff like that. If you have any relationship question, any, if you are in dilemma, you want answers, you can leave a private chat on my DM on IG, and then I will come on live and address it as anonymous. So don't be scared, I'm not going to call out your name. So the last question is, okay, this person says, what kind of food stuff did they allow you people to bring? Okay. Yes, I know I haven't filmed any video concerning food stuff we came to Canada with. So while coming to Canada, we came with quite a number of food stuff. A lot, actually. And I think I showed some of those food stuff in one of my, I think my relocation video part 2. I showed you guys what I was packing. So in Canada, there are like rules and regulations that you cannot bring something. So in Canada, you cannot bring in anything seed, because they feel like when you get here, you come and plant it and then you pollute the air. I don't understand, but you can't bring anything seed. So all my ogbono, egusi, crayfish, pepper, I grind everything and package everything and then write their names on it. All my pepper soup spices, I grind everything. And then they don't allow fresh leaves. But right now, I've been buying fresh leaves from one African store here in Toronto. I think they bring in their fresh leaves every 2 weeks. So I've been able to buy like fresh oha. Like I've made fresh oha soup here in Canada. I bought fresh scent leaf. I've bought fresh leaves. But I don't know how they do it. Maybe they have like a contract with the government. I don't know. But if you are coming to Canada, you are traveling in, you can't come with fresh leaves. And even the dry leaves, you have to dry them really dry, and then like in my language they'll say you mali and mali. Don't know how to say it in English. You shall just you break it, you pieces the leaves very well and pack all the leaves. So we came with those leaves as well. We came with, then for noodles, we are not able to come with anything that has chicken on it. So if they draw chicken on that your Maggi, you can't come with it, any seasoning cube. So the safest seasoning cube to come with is Knorr. So that Knorr, the normal Knorr, the Knorr for soup, is very safe. You can come with it. Then your golden morn, because golden morn is so expensive in Canada. Even that seasoning cube, very expensive. You can come with your golden morn, you can come with your seasoning cubes, you can come with, you don't have to come with gari, because they have really beautiful, I think the gari they buy from Ghana is really clean, very dry and red. Like, you don't have to. If I'm doing this again, I won't come with gari. And you don't have to come with rice. They have really good parboiled rice, a really good sweet parboiled rice here. But when we first came, I didn't even know that they had like parboiled rice. I was buying basmati rice all the time, and I'm not so used to making basmati rice. You see, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it very well. Before somebody will come for me, I don't know if it's basmati or basmati. I don't know. Please, but please, I don't know. I don't know the pronunciation, but we were eating that rice. That was the rice we were eating then. If you know the correct pronunciation or spelling, kindly leave it in the comment section, and I'm going to shout out to you. So for the basmati, that was what I was eating until my husband's cousin's wife, she told me about it, because she has been in Canada for some years. She told me about the parboiled rice, and I was able to like get it. So you don't have to come with rice, you don't have to come with gari. They have really good ones here. Even the Jebu gari, you will see it here. You don't have to come with it, in my opinion. You can come with other things that are very expensive here, things like your dry fish and your stock fish, very very expensive here. So those are the kind of things you should come with. You should not come with things that you can readily see here. Come with the things you cannot readily see. You don't have to come with your palm oil. Most times they will even collect the palm oil from your hand. I think in our own case, we froze our palm oil, we wrapped it, we did everything, and at the airport in Nigeria, they collected it. So some guy came to talk to us, and then we went back and we begged them, and we gave them like 1,000 or 2,000 naira, and then they allowed us. So we brought our palm oil, but because the palm oil was already frozen, and then we brought it down here, we allowed it to defrost. It's now feeling like there's water in it. I don't know, but I don't think it doesn't make any sense. You can actually get really good palm oil here in Canada, so there's no point to come with palm oil. There's no point. And for those persons who are saying don't come with clothes, ah, I landed Canada in summer, so that means all my Nigerian clothes are still very wearable. They are very wearable. And then because I heard people, I watched videos, people say, oh, don't come with your clothes. That is the biggest scam. Come with your clothes, please, because come with your clothes. Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. Shout out to Michael. Thank you. So come with your clothes, guys. You need it. You will wear it. The only time I would say that advice is advisable, if that is allowed, is when you are landing Canada in winter. Let me say you're landing Canada in November, in December, and then you are coming from a country like Nigeria. Of course, I'm going to be talking more of Nigeria because that's where I came from. You are coming from a country like Nigeria that is very hot, and we are used to wearing chiffon and light clothes. Then there will be no need to come with those clothes. There will be no need at the time. Just pack foodstuff. Before summer here, you will be able to have, at least you'll be working, you'll get more money to buy clothes. But there's no point. If you are coming in summer, come with your summer clothes. If not, because me, I gave out all my dresses, all my clothes. Oh my God, thinking back is making me laugh. I gave out all my clothes, and then I came here. I didn't have any clothes to wear. No clothes at all. Hi, Peculiar. Thank you so much. I didn't have any clothes to wear. I was just there. At the end of the day, I started buying clothes on Shein, buying clothes from Zara. But I just started buying clothes because I don't have any clothes again. I gave out all my clothes, thinking I'm coming to a very cold place. Yeah, Canada is cold, but I landed in summer. Summer is hot. It's hot, like hot, can get to as hot as 35 degrees, 36 degrees, as hot as Nigeria. So I should have, but I did not know. So that's my bad. But you can come with all your food stuff. So I'm going to be ending this live here. Thank you so much, and shout out to all my friends that joined. I'm so grateful. We are going to be continuing this live when next. And guys, I'm going to be uploading a video next week, hopefully. Next week or this week. I want to tell you guys about the video before I upload it. So in that video, we've been in Canada for like 1 year, and I'm going to be sharing my experience in Canada. How long I've been. Hi, Isobel. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be sharing my experience in Canada, the pros and cons of relocating to Canada, and I'm going to be telling you guys if coming to Canada was worth it. If I have any regrets whatsoever, if it's something that if I had the opportunity, I would still want to do or not. I'm going to be sharing this in my next video. Kindly stick to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so that whenever I post the video, you will see it. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in my next live, my next video. Bye, guys.